Her undercarriage is a little hairy, but that's alright, it builds character. I feel extremely blessed and fortunate and lucky beyond my wildest imagination. I bought this bike for $5, and I say that not to brag, well, maybe a little bit. I feel extremely fortunate more than anything else. I'm going to show you the ad that I initially saw. I'm going to show you the correspondence between me and the seller. And I feel honored to get the opportunity to be a custodian for such a historically and mechanically fascinating machine. This is the first opportunity I've gotten to really look over the bike and figure out what it needs. First thing, I'm just going to see what the inside of the gas tank looks like. Imagine it's probably going to need a flush. The battery's probably clapped, but might as well see how clapped. Well, that ain't bad. I might be able to charge this thing. Look at that shiny hub. I can almost see myself in it. The previous owner put like brand new tires on this thing. They still got the curb feelers on them. Someone even put adjustable conies on this thing. I don't think these were original, were they? The front brake does nothing. Send it back. These grips are so cool, man. I don't think I've ever seen clutch and brake levers that are this detailed. That's probably my favorite little feature on this bike so far, is where there's typically an ignition cylinder, there's nothing on this bike. But on the side of the headlight, you will notice there's a little knob that you turn. Pull out that knob, it transforms into a key. This is your ignition key, and that's your cylinder. How cool is that? That's what the oil looks like. Well, look at that. This thing even got regular oil changes. Either that or it's leaking fast enough to do it on its own. But that's no problem. Where's that coming from? I think the pan gasket's alright. It looks like it might just be the plug. Might just need a new crush seal on the plug. That might literally be it. Her undercarriage is a little hairy, but that's alright. It builds character. This thing is in such nice condition, I don't think I'm even going to have to pull the carbs off to clean them. Stainless steel braided brake line upgrade. I like the previous owner's style. That's good stuff. Well, I guess first things first, I'll see if I can get a little extra juice in this battery and then pull this tank off, get it flushed out, flush out the rest of the fuel system, maybe replace these lines. They're actually decent quality. They're like braided, probably at least replace the filters. Alright, let's see if she'll take a charge. While that does its thing, I'm going to go ahead and get the tank drained and then pull it off. So the fuel lines themselves are actually in really good condition, which is yet another pleasant surprise. For whatever reason, I can hear gas sloshing in the tank, but it's not coming through when I move around the petcock selector lever. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the tank as is and probably pull the petcocks off and drain it that way. Bonus points if you can tell me where this exact same part is located on a 2002. So to fill up and flush out the tank, I'm going to use some old cleaning glove fingers here and use some rubber bands to make sure that they're totally secure on. Before I do anything else, I'm going to put a couple gallons of distilled water in this thing and then agitate it with a length of chain to try and get just some of the bigger particulate out. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, we're off to a good start. Didn't take out all that much, but I think it helped with some of the bigger pieces. Now I'm going to fill the tank to the brim with regular old distilled white vinegar. Got her topped off. Now I'm going to go ahead and close it up and let it sit for a while, agitating it every so often while I'm doing other things. While I'm shaking and soaking the tank, I'm going to go ahead and pull apart the petcocks, get them all cleaned out. You know, I think this is that tank sealant that they call red coat. And man, I don't know if this vinegar is going to be able to dissolve all of it or not. Believe it or not, that ancient battery actually took a charge. Man, that's awesome. So I think I figured out where all this random odd corrosion came from. This probably looks pretty familiar to a lot of you. But looks like a leaky master cylinder, which is no good. A little nasty in there. This is kind of a cool little contraption the way that this works. So when you activate the brakes, you're actually pulling a cable which is running the piston and the master. It's kind of a cool setup. It looks like I might actually be missing a seal. Yep, that reservoir is completely empty. Oh, hello. Well, that's gonna need some new goo. Here we are a couple days later. I'm gonna go ahead and flush it out, see what comes out of it, and as the level goes down, the white vinegar would cause it to flash rust. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of the magic sauce here. I've definitely had some pretty decent success here, but I'm still not all the way content with it. So I'm going to go ahead and use this stuff and see how it does. I got a pretty good deal on it, so I'm going to try this out. And I also got some brass pipe cleaner brushes that should help with a few of the problem areas that I'm still having issues getting. Tank turned out pretty good. Now I'm going to pull the master cylinder off and take it apart and see just how bad it is, see if the bore is all corroded, and I'd imagine all the seals are just completely toast because, I mean, judging by the frame and the top of the engine, I mean, this thing really spilled its guts everywhere, so. Down into that bore at all, but it does not look that good. Thankfully this is a repairable one because I can just pull off the sensor there, or the switch rather, and hone it out. But before I dig into this, I'm gonna have to order some parts, and speaking of which, the parts I need to put the gas tank on just got here, so we might as well see if we can get this thing running while I get this disaster figured out. The petcock gaskets showed up, so now I can reassemble it. According to the diagram that I found, the strainer is on the bottom, and then this goes in between the lip of the strainer and the fitting on the tank. Got some new fuel filters here. They honestly look like paint filters encased in a piece of plastic, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll work fine. And despite the fact that this bike was evidently running fine without any hose clamps, I'm going to go ahead and add some just for peace of mind. Looking good. I don't see any leaks or anything, so let's see if this thing will fire up. Alright, so the choke, we'll put that on. Turn on the fuel. Where's my fuel at? Maybe it just needs to be reserve. Let's see. There we go. Not leaking. Looking good. I've noticed on the internet other guys don't run hose clamps on these for some reason. So yeah, I think we're ready to party here. Let's see. Maybe that battery's not quite as good as I thought, huh? Maybe she'll kick over? Let's see. Huh. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Give me fire, bike. Let's go.
Yeah, keep filming.
So after 39 hours of kicking this thing, it still doesn't want to start, but I don't want to quit on easy stuff just yet. So I borrowed a car battery, and I'm going to try this one more time because I'm not fully convinced that there's a real starter problem. Still no dice. Let's try a few more kickstarts, and then gonna have to do some more in-depth troubleshooting to see what's going on. To me, it sounds like the starter solenoid is just jabbering away without actually engaging. It does sound like it kind of wants to, but you know, typically it's just from a low voltage condition in a battery. But I think that there may be something else going on. Ooh, it's like that. Ooh, come on, baby. Ooh, it's close, baby. It's close. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe a little less choke. Let's see. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can do it, baby. Let's go. Make sure to tune in to the next video, and I'll get the brake master rebuilt. Probably fix a few other things here and there,